want y'all to see my guy. Y'all know. Clot. Mad. 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 Nope. Blessed love and blessed day. Oh, boxing world, boxing nation, fighting world, fighting nation. It's Coach Fire and this is real life boxing. The aged warrior Jean Pascal defeats Marcus Brown in a technical unanimous decision last night. Hey, before we get into it, I'm gonna ask you guys to smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified when new content is being uploaded and you can be notified when we are going live. Ninja TV, salute, brother. The aged warrior Jean Pascal was too big of a stepping stone, too high of a step for Marcus Brown. Let's get into it. Now, I'm gonna keep this stream short because I got work to do today. I'm waiting for my boy to show up. We're gonna go live again. He's also seasoned in the sport of boxing. He got a chance to go down to Florida and do some work with the Cuban national team. Did some work with Luis Ortiz, trained some fighters down there. So I'm gonna let you guys meet him today. But let's talk about this fight, man. Now, I was more excited about this fight than I was about Arreola and Kaunaki because I was wondering about this fight because I'm like, man, you know, Jean Pascal is tough. Not really the most skilled fighter, but he's tough and he's gonna come to fight. Marcus Brown, woo! Oh, he let the old man get up in his head, didn't he? He let the old man get up in his head. Hey, the difference between experience and youth, sometimes experience works, all right? Jean Pascal really got in his head, you know, in the build-up of the fight, the promotion of the fight, really got in Marcus Brown's head. He was styling on him at the weigh-in, stunting on him, pushed him out the way, got up and flexed on him in front of him. Just, you know, and I like Jean Pascal, you know what I mean? He's had a really tough career. He's got a really strong resume. He's been in there with the top fighters. He never backs down from a fight. He comes to fight. So, really got in Marcus Brown's head. And so my thoughts about the fight is like, I'm like, man, Marcus Brown is gonna kill Pascal. You know what I mean? You know, Pascal's gonna come forward, but Marcus Brown, with his boxing ability and his range and length and the southpaw advantage, I'm like, all right, he's gonna work over Jean Pascal. If you guys seen, it was Marcus Brown that fought Badu Jack, that gave Badu Jack that huge split in his forehead. I'm pretty sure it was Marcus Brown. So, you know, I expected him to kind of do the same thing to Pascal, land his power punches and step around, land his power punches and step around. His coaches was telling him the whole time, throw the straight. In his case, it's the straight left because he's southpaw. 2, 3, and just step around. His coaches was begging him to do it the whole time. 2, 3, step around and say, you don't even got to throw the jab. Marcus Brown decided to start getting cute, all right? He want to start getting cute. Instead of staying basic and following coach's directions, 2, 3, and step around, here he goes. He wants to double up on the hook now. He wants to double up on the southpaw right hook. So he started throwing the right hook to the body and coming back up to the head. That's what he was trying to do. Shout out to Champ is here. That's what he was trying to do. He was trying to double up body and head Who told him to do that shit? It wasn't his trainer. He doubled up with the right hook, brought it back up to the head, and guess what he didn't do? He didn't keep this hand up, dropped his hand while he's getting pretty, doubling up on his hooks. And guess what Jean Pascal did? He countered with his own right hook, clip. Down goes Marcus Brown to blood clot. He gets up. He was, aware that he made a mistake. This was in the 4th round. Got back to boxing, got back to doing his thing, outboxing Jean Pascal. Now, outboxing Pascal. Now we get to, what round was it? All right, the 7th round. He lose focus a little bit. Here he goes, start trying to get cute and shit again. Same exact goddamn thing. Doubling up on the hook. Forgot to keep his hand up. Jean Pascal counters with the same punch. Cleans his clock again. This one put him down. This one hurt him though. And this time Jean Pascal had enough time in the round to do some more. So they got up. Whack. Pascal drops him again. They go back into their corners. End of the 7th round. They go back to their corners. Marcus Brown and shit. He's all swearing. His coach is telling him, man, keep your goddamn hands up. Stop trying to get cute. He's saying, I know, I messed up. Anyway, they go back out for the 8th round. Pascal comes out like a Mack truck. They ended up colliding heads. Huge gash. Marcus Brown is bleeding. The fight stops. Automatically, the ref is yelling, unintentional headbutt, accidental headbutt. Is going to the scorecards. It's going to the scorecards. So, it's after the 6th round, it's going to the scorecards. So, I'm thinking, Jonathan, hey, y'all gonna meet the champ. This guy had great boxing experience, was fighting with me, winning all types of championships and belts. He got a chance to go down to Florida, do some work with the Cuban national team, Luis Ortiz and all those guys. So, y'all gonna meet the champ today. Word. So Marcus Brown comes out, Jean Pascal comes out like a Mack truck. They smash heads, cut. He's bleeding. They stop the fight. Goes to the scorecards. I'm thinking to myself, now they just showed the unofficial score. The unofficial score had it 5-2. He only gave Pascal the 2 rounds that he scored the knockdowns in. I'm thinking to myself, man, I bet one or more of these judges gave Pascal more than 2 rounds, more than just the rounds that he scored the knockdown in. Even if it's one more round, he wins the fight by points. And I was right, because when the decision was made, boom, Jean Pascal is the new WBC interim light heavyweight champion. And shit was great, man. Shit was great. Hey, that's my boy Jonathan. Great boxer. Me and him was on the same team together when we was younger. You see you see the grays and shit in this bed, so y'all know we ain't. hey, that's why I'm happy for Pascal. He's 38. He's my age. You know what I'm saying? And to beat a young gunner like that last night, even if it wasn't pretty, but you know what I mean? I'm happy for Pascal, man. I'm happy for Pascal, but we're gonna go ahead and get this work. And I'm gonna come back live to you guys, but yeah, I'm waiting for the decision to be said, and I'm like, man, I almost bet that more of these judges gave Pascal more than just the rounds that he scored the knockdown in, and that would add up to him winning the fight. 3 knockdowns, because y'all gotta be smart. 3 knockdowns, that's 3 rounds right there, regardless of how good he's not boxing, or regardless of how good the other guy was boxing. Very similar to Tyson Fury in the Deontay Wilder situation with the knockdowns, and how the knockdowns add up that to eventually give you more points. Than you don't win 2 rounds, but you get a knockdown. There goes the 2 rounds right there. You know what I mean? They cancel each other out. So I was willing to bet that one or more of the judges gave Pascal, one of the rounds that he didn't score a knockdown in, because the unofficial scorer had Marcus Brown winning the fight 5-2. And I'm thinking, man, Pascal might have won, 1 or 2 of those earlier rounds between round 1 and round 2 when they were just filling each other out. because Pascal was still being the aggressor, and he was landing some punches. You know what I mean? He was throwing that. Religious would throwing that 2 to the body. He would jab and throw the 2 to the body and try to come back upstairs with the hook. But I'm thinking to myself, man, I bet that one of these judges, 1 or 2 of the judges, gave Pascal more than 2 rounds, and you can't even argue it because that he got knocked down 3 times. So it's not something where you can be like, you know, trying to guess. It was pretty simple mathematics, you know what I'm saying? 7 rounds, the 8th round didn't get scored, so 7 rounds, and he got dropped 3 times. That's three rounds right there, you know what I mean? It not only is it 3 rounds, it's Marcus Brown even losing a point, so he's got to double up. He's got to double up to win the fight in points now, because he's been dropped 3 times. So you know, I'm happy for John Pascal, 38 years old, same age as me, the age warrior, you know what I mean? And a great example of how experience can trump youth in athleticism sometime. On to Chris Arreola and Adam Kownacki. Great fight. I figured it was going to be what it was going to be. Got to give a lot of props to Chris Arreola too. He's also 38 years old. So that's what last night was pretty much, was a night of, even though Marcus Brown was an interim world champion, Marcus Brown and Adam Kownacki to some of the higher, you know, echelons. But like I said, John Pascal was just too high of a step for Marcus Brown to get over. If they win a rematch, Marcus Brown, you know, should win the rematch like he should have won last night. He just got unfocused, didn't stick to game plan, and the aged warrior took advantage of it. Kownacki and Arreola was none of the age warrior stuff going on. Even though Arreola put up a great fight, you know, just 2 big dudes fighting in the phone booth. Very little defense. Arreola was I shouldn't say very little defense. Arreola actually he showed some decent defense. I mean, if his defense was any worse, he might have got knocked out. But I thought that he did pretty good. Catching punches and stuff and rolling underneath. It's just that Kownacki throws so many punches and mixes up his combinations really well. And when you're doing that, you know what I mean, it's hard to, like, you know, you can have good defense, but when you're mixing up those punches like that and throwing so many punches, it's hard to catch every punch. Something is definitely gonna get in. But it was a great fight. You know, good for Fox, good entertainment. You know, Arreola did show the experience on the inside, just a lot of crafty stuff, pulling the hands down, you know, just a lot of crafty stuff, which to me, that stuff is good to watch if you appreciate that. I just like seeing experienced fighters like that do some of the things that you don't see some of the younger fighters do, just through experience, you know what I mean? So I give Chris Arreola props for staying in there with Adam Kownacki. And honestly, he didn't fight. Chris Arreola didn't fight bad. Honestly, Chris Arreola can probably beat a few of the, you know, a few of the, he can probably still compete with a few of those heavyweights that aren't necessarily world champions. You know, White, Rivas, Chisora, and those guys. I think that that Arreola could still compete with those guys. He fought pretty good, but he's getting old, and you know, taking all those punches, just not good for the head, as Deontay Wilder was saying. The Bronze Bomber was in the house on commentary last night. I got to do another video about that in itself. And you know, the Bronze Bomber says the doctors will tell you that the head is not meant to be hit. That's his favorite line. And to this day, you guys protect yourself at all times and keep fighting the fight, man. We're gonna get out of here. Let me see if I can stop this stream. All right, here we go.